Next thing is that we are going to go through those nation-specific missions. So we have bloc and coalition, and let's go through those. So I will uh, tell you uh, on every mission what kind of tanks I have been used, what are my recommends, and how I rate it as a difficult level. There is some easy missions, very easy missions, and some hard missions. In this point, it can be announced that, which could be a surprise for you, that those in overall those missions, when we are taking one mission by one mission in these 279E missions, if you are forgetting those uh, series of missions what you have completed before you get that one mission completed altogether, if you know what I mean. If you are taking one part of those missions like, out, in overall these missions are probably even much easier than any other missions in for example in Chimera or Object.279 missions. It might sound a little bit odd and surprised, but you see what I mean. Let's start to go this forward. And we are starting at the coalition. So from here. First one, um, the condition for the primary condition is the earn the fighter or Top Gun award. This is the one, the first one what I started go grinding, and I didn't mark it up what kind of tank I have been using. Sorry about that. That's the only one what I didn't mark it out. What tanks I have been using. But as far as I remember, this wasn't so hard, or depending on the point of view. But to get fighter or Top Gun award, it requires 4 or 5 destroyed enemy tanks or something like that. It's not. I don't say it's easy, but for example, tanks like Borask, what I have probably used it in this one, it's not so big a deal, especially if you are facing those tier 6 tanks and so on. With the Boras, you can deal a lot of damage and take out enemy tanks. So I would rate this as a 2-star out of 3 when the 1-star is easy, 2-star is in the middle, and 3-star is very hard. I rated this as a 2. And what is the nature of this? You have 10 battles and you have to uh, complete uh, these conditions at the free battles. So 3 battles out of 10 you have to earn these awards. Let's go forward. Cause 3000 HPs to the enemy vehicles, and this is the first you can see that what can be a tricky in these and requires that commitment to do this battle. You have to do 3 battles in a row and you have to keep up that performance, and that's might be a tricky thing to do. I use Char Futur on this one. Char Futur is absolutely great tank when you start to learn how to play it. It can deal so much damages, and it's accurate gun and agile and fast. And the gun itself or the auto reloading system, it's a little bit awkward. The interclip time is 4 seconds and the whole magazine reload time is 40 something. So those are the bad things about it. But when you start to get hang of those, how it works, you can do a lot of damage with that tank. It's great. So I have been used that one, and I rated this as a 2. Well, reason why I have rated this as a 2 is that you have to keep up that performance for the three battles in the row. Next one, uh, earn total 5 rewards of the battle hero category or on epic medals. Again, I have used it Char Futur, and what are these medals? These these are those medals. You have to check these on the internet, but far as I remember, there's a lot of different kind of medals. But the medals what I have, you get most of these that you have to do some critical damage, or it was or penetration in the internal models, or you have to do damages more than 3,000 meters or something like that. Uh, in big picture, this isn't so hard because you have 10 battles and you have to get 5 rewards on this. So half of those battles you have to get these rewards, and those rewards are not so hard, some of those to get. But again, 2 stars is that there is some kind of RNG in these. That how you can hit something. You hit the tank, you penetrate tank, but it's a different kind of story. How the RNG is the uh, calculation or give you some random possibility that you hit just correct way and you get those medals. So that's a thing why I have rated this as a 2. So not the easiest one, but not the hardest one. Next, uh, damage or destroy enemy internal models or crew members. Total of at least 25 models or crew members. In paper, this sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? But I can tell you a big secret, which is not a secret. This is easily the hardest mission in the whole game, far as I have been met. This is so annoying, so hard as it can be, because this is totally RNG based. To do damage or destroy enemy internal models or crew members is totally relying on the RNG, and that's a fact. I have easily I can say that if I said earlier that I have grinding or trying to complete this mission for 279 about 4 months, about half of the time I have spent it time with this his only mission, more or less, plus a little bit those again grinding for that Chimera last missions for the FV 4005 and the Russian tanks and so on, that blocking thing. But most of the thing what gives me gray hair is this one, and yeah, this is far from easy. I have many battles where I have been reached about 25 internal models damages or the destroying crew members. 23 those, and I have played 8 battles. So I have 2 battles where I have to get only 2 those hits to damage or destroy enemy internal models or crew members, and I failed. And it's not about that I have bad performance. No. For example, in those cases, for those 2 battles, I have played with the Progetto. I have 5,000 to 6,000 damages per battle, and a lot of penetrations. And I have always trying to aim to the end of the turret or the end of the hole in the back or something, just to hit something, internal models or something. And RNC just said, no, you don't now hit anything. You are hitting the tank and you get those damages, but you are not hitting those internal models and so on. This is so difficult mission to complete. About this history behind this, I'm pretty sure that this is originally planned to complete with the RTs. in those times where there are these IG high explosive ammunitions are still working, because with those you can do this mission. I don't say easily, but you have some kind of chances. Now you don't have it. What I have tried, I have tried with the Char Futur, all the auto reloaders, because they are the best ones for this mission. And the best result what I get was the Skoda T50 and TVP T50/51. Those are probably one of the best tanks for this mission, and also the Progetto 64, which I like a lot. That tank, probably to me best medium at the tier 10. Those are the ones where I came very close to complete this, but nevertheless I didn't complete. I was so frustrated that I started to try anything, light tanks, even FOSS 155. I thought that that would be a great. I tried with the cold ammunition, with the high explosive, whatever. I tried anything. I even started to think that I can complete this with French RTs. I didn't have artilleries in this account, so I went to the back, my oldest account, and try in there. That just to see how I can performance and destroy those internal models or crew members in that way. I played about 30, 40 battles with those French uh, artillers, what I have grinded in other account, and I didn't do anything. What they didn't work anymore, because high explosives don't work anymore in that way, like they used to work. Only what I did was taking tracks out of everyone, and in the soft targets or enemies where I can penetrate with a high explosive. I might do some minor, maybe one internal model, something I can destroy or something, but it was so minor. So I forget all those French artilleries and so on. That's it. This was the mission which brings me back to try those Chimera missions where I didn't get that order. I didn't complete them with the honors, which means that British or American USA mission which I have completed with the FE 4005, and second was that Russian blocking mission, and the blocking mission was, after all, it wasn't that hard. I complete that, and there I get I complete with the honors, and I get order, and I use it that order on this mission. This is the only one where I use it order. This was the only way how I can get forward. And believe me, I tried. I tried a lot of different kind of tanks and things to complete this one. Next, uh, block 30 enemy hits. Very easy mission. I use it Skoda T56, and at the first try on these 10 battles, I managed to get it, and it was it was easy, but I commitment to do that pretty selfish way. I didn't play it for win. I just played for blocking. And what I did went that heavy tank with Skoda on the hold down position and just uh, wait to the enemy to shot me. And I didn't return fire almost at all. I just blocked those shots, and that's the way I complete this right away and pretty fastly. Next one, score armor penetration hits on enemy vehicles 75 times in the 10 battles. So 10 battles, yeah, during those 10 battles, you in summarizing, you have to do 75 times. And armor penetrate is one of the easiest mission in this whole thing. I use it this with T50 with the gold ammunition just to make sure that I'm penetrating something. And this is very easy. I mean, with the Skoda, a couple of magazines, free magazine, it means nine ammunitions. If you when you are hitting those every time, it's this is very fastly done. And I did this at the first try, less than 10 battles. It was easy. Forward, destroy two enemy vehicles of two different types. And the tricky thing is you have to do these 3 times a row. For this, I used Borask just because, again, lower tier tank, which can deliver a lot of damages, possibilities to face those tier 6 uh, tanks. And yeah, Borask is the one where you can do this kind of result, destroying two enemy vehicles, the two different types. Uh, in single mission, this is I would rate easily this as a one star only. But tricky thing is that you have to keep up this performance for the free battles, which is at the end of the day, it's not the hardest thing to do, but still it's not the easiest one. Let's go forward. Earn patrol duty award. Now this is hard one. I did with the EPR 105, and what makes this a hard one? I mean, condition in the 2 battles out of 12, it should be easy. But the thing is that to get that patrol duty award, it requires that you are spotting. I can't remember how many tanks. It was 7 or 9 tanks. You have to spot those, and you have to be your first one who's spotting those. And that makes it tricky because you have to spot them before any other team member in your team is spotting anything. So you have to spot most of the enemy teams before anyone else, and you have to do this. And I struggle sometimes with this. It may sound a little bit weird, but at least for me, this was a little bit hard, and not a little bit hard. A good thing is that this isn't RNC related in any way, but else the what kind of teams RNC is giving you. But this is just you have to be bold and play a little bit too aggressive and stupid and try to YOLOing on the enemy uh, base right at the beginning of the battle. That's a thing what this means, and you cannot start to think anything about your enemies winning or do you survive or something like that. Let's go forward. Cause damage on average of 4 different enemy vehicles per tank per battle, and there's 10 battles where you can uh, in those 10 battles you have to damage average of 5 different enemy vehicles per battle. Well, this is very easy. I mean, again, we are selecting Borask and the lower tier battle. This is this is easy because Borask, for example, is very agile, fast, and it deals a lot of damage. And two shells auto loader. Only thing what you have to remember when you are doing this mission with the Borask, for example, you have to move and find different vehicles where you can damage them. I did this, let's say, I can't remember, but about 6 or 7 battles where I complete this average of 10 battles. So it's pretty easy. Let's go forward. Enable allies to cause 1500 or 1500 HP damage to enemy vehicles by spotting and destroy their tracks. Again, if we are in general look this mission, and let's forget about that you have to do this 3 times a row. This is very easy. I mean, cannot be easier than this. No, but when we start uh, think what kind of requirements for this is, uh, uh, yeah, to keep up that damage wise, it's a little bit RNG related. Uh, if you are playing one battle, it's not so big a deal. For example, I did with EPR 105, and I have been spotted almost uh, 10,000 HP many times in a battle, many battles. So it's not so. But keeping up this 3 times a row, at least it was surprised me how hard it could be. It's not the hardest one, but it's not certainly not the easiest one. Let's go forward. Be on top player in battle of number of vehicles you have destroyed, and 3 battles out of 9. Uh, I use it Borask on this again. Uh, this might sound at the first when I read this requirements and start to play. I always start to think that I have to be a top player in my team, but it's in the battle, so both teams, and that's a tricky thing on this. Especially if you are facing very cool players, you don't never know uh, how good performance they do, and this is a little bit more or less related how that what kind of team you get from a RNC. So if you get bad team, it's a little bit hard to be a top player on the both team by doing damages. But I have been complete this with the Borask, and it could be a little bit tricky. Not the hardest one, but certainly not the easiest one. Enable allies to destroy 7 enemy vehicles by spotting them or immobilizing them by destroying their tracks. Mm, this one was very easy, uh, especially when we are talking about friends lights, EBRs. This was very easy. So yeah, just spot those enemy tanks and make sure that allies can destroy them. Just active spotting with the EPR and that's it. I complete this at the first try. I don't remember how many battles, but 10 or less first try. Let's go forward. Cause 2 times more damage than your hit points on your vehicle. This is basically all rely on what kind of vehicle you are selecting, and the correct vehicle for this is the vehicle which has less as possible hit points, and at the same time it can deal a lot of damage, and obviously my choice of weapon for this was a Borask. Far as I remember, it has 1100 hit points, which means that I have to deal 2200 or more damage on that, and it's not so special. It's not so hard score to do with the uh, tier 8 tank, especially for Borask. You can deal that easily. But this was a little bit tricky. I didn't get this at the first try. Maybe the amount of battles what I have to complete in the whole amount of battles. So 3 battles out of 7. It was a little bit tricky, but now I remembering this later. It wasn't that hard, but certainly it wasn't the easiest one. That's why I cannot give the 1 star. Maybe 1.5 could be a correct rate for this mission. Next one, be the top player in the battle by damage causes. Again, we are talking about the whole battle, not your own team. And that's the thing what makes this hard. And this is totally, again, RNG basic thing because uh, this is a little bit same as the earlier. You have to be a top player by destroying enemy tanks, but it's much easier to uh, destroy enemy tanks than deal a lot of damages. You can destroy enemy tanks, just wait them and just be passive as they have low on HP and take them out. And that's why I don't, for example, I don't respect so much the players who are saying that I have killed so many tanks. It's not so hard thing, but if you have to do a lot of damages and you start to carrying the team, that's a different story. And now we are talking about damages which have to be the best top on the all the players who are in that battle, meaning also the enemy tanks. So you have to be a top player by causing damage on those all the 30 around those 30 players. And this is RNG basic thing. What kind of team you have, what kind of tiers you are from, what kind of enemies you got, and yeah, this is the hard one. I struggled sometimes for this, and as far as I remember, I take a break on this mission a couple of times and return it, and lastly I complete with the Char Futur. Next one, reserve mastery patch class 1 or higher. So we are now on the last missions, and all the 279 last missions are the same kind. So uh, strategy on these are to pick up correct vehicle, correct tank for this. And how to do it is that you go to those. Let's see, I show that. Yes, there is a screen capture for that. One of those mastery patch internet pages, you go there and select the correct nations and tiers on those and sort those for the worst class and ace tanker. And now you can start to select the correct tank for these. And the main idea is that lower the value, easier is to get those mastery badge 1 class and ace tankers and so on badges. So these are expectation values, and basically this means that how the players are performing these tanks. If the players are performing badly, it drops down to here. Better tank, basically it means better tank, it has much higher expectation values. And what means that higher these values are, the harder is to complete, to get those badges. So the good strategy is to go here in this web page and select the tank which has lowest values, and you know that you can perform well. And so the internet page is this one. Again, I put that in this videos, the YouTube videos description. You don't have to try to write from here. You can go and click it, the link at the description, and you start to select here the vehicle which suits you the best. To me, this was so easy pick. I select UDES 03. It is very good tank, and I have a little bit surprised that it has so low values in this tanks. So people are not performing so well. And I have been wondering because it has very good camos Very good gun, very accurate, excellent penetration with standard ammunition, even better with the cold ammunition. Ihan decent alpha damage 400, about something like that. Yeah, it has it all. Well, not all. The tank requires own playing style, and it depends so much on the team how they are playing, and you have to remember that thing. If you start to YOLOing it or do something crazy things about this tank, you are carrots before you say your own name. So it requires their own playing style. I select this and I complete that last battle mission about 5 battles. I need to warm up 5 battles because I didn't play. I haven't played so much in a couple of years with the shooters, and for I start to play again with this in this mission. So I have to again start to see how it plays. And the first 5 battles took me about to find out how it went. And after that, I played 5 times and I completed this. I didn't need 20 battles to complete. To me, it was 5 battles, and that's it. Uh, for all these last missions, uh, it's easier to say that you have to be a winning team because that's the way how you can get much more experiences on the results. If you are losing team, you have much less possibilities to reach, for example, that mastery patch class 1. Uh, yeah, I have some of example and values for this because I'm pretty sure that you are curious to see what kind of values you need to get those mastery paths. First of all, I like to share one very odd battle. And just because I just say that you have to be a winning team, but it's possible to reach those mastery patches even if you are losing team, and that's I like to witness or share here. Obviously, I'm proud of this battle because it was decent for the US. I almost get 5,500 damage on it, 6 kills, and the most of all, I didn't have a team at all, like you see on the score. But I, I I was so pissed off because I knew that I got very good performance and still we lose, and I was pretty sure that I don't get those mastery patches. But I was surprised that I got that first one. So you don't have to win everyone, but you have to get very good score. What kind of scores I did, and these are what I record in put in the on the paper, what I'm sharing here, and these are probably interesting to you to see. These are all winning battles except that last one, and 2,000 damages you get class 3, 2.5 you get class 2, and when we are reaching that 3,500 to combined 4,000 something, then you are getting uh, class 1. So I like to see that you need that at least 3,500, probably that 4,000 before you get that first class on the winning team. If you're losing team, you have to have this kind of score. So 5,000 to 606 destroyed tanks. Then you get the first class. If this would be a winning battle, that would be an ace tanker. Let's go forward. Now we are concentrated to the next nation. Let's see. And we are going to that block right here. Again, first mission. 3 battles, 3 in a row. Uh, Before I'm going to forward, I like to say that these German tanks for me are probably the easiest one to do the damage. I don't mean that these are most enjoyable tanks, but in some reason I do a lot of good performance in German tanks. Uh, that's how it goes. And that's why in general this block was much easier than other. Obviously there was that crazy hard thing which crazy hard mission which is on my mind all the time. That in this block one there is not similar at not even close. But let's go forward. So first mission, 3,500 HP damages, 3 battles on the row. And for me, I use it Grill 15 and I get this at the first time. Reason for this is that I like Grill 15. I do pretty good performance it every time. To me, 3,500 with the Grill is pretty easy. Pretty easy, and I can pull it out almost every battle. I mean, 3,500 means roughly about 4 or 5 penetration with the full damages, and that's about it. So that was easy. Next one, earn a shell-proof award, basically blocking mission. Firstly, I tried with the VK100 just because many players at the internet says that it's the best blocking mission tank and so on. Uh, to me or myself, I don't like this tank at all, VK100, just because it's huge, it's slow, it is so it has nothing good in my point of view. Well, it have very odd thing that its hull is better than turret. Its hull has very good armor, but it's sluggish still and so on. The the gun itself is pretty decent on that, especially on the tier 8. But in overall, I hate that tank, and I hate it so much that when I grind it and I did go forward for a E75. I sell it right away that we go 100. And when I tried this mission, firstly, I bought it back just for this mission. And after a couple of trying, I I drop it down again. So it doesn't work at me at all. Uh, I tried it a couple of times. I failed it. It wasn't working for me. And next one was the E75, which is my one of the favorite heavy tanks in this game in the tier 8, sorry 9. And I completed this at the first try under the 10 battles. I don't remember was it 6 or 7 battles something. It wasn't that hard. And reason for this is that E75 is excellent overall heavy tank. It have excellent armor. It's idiot proof. Even me myself can do decent performance on it. And I can confess that I'm not so good on heavy tanks. The gun itself is good, and for the blocking mission, just it's so easy to angle correct way and so on. It's easy tank to handle. So that's it. I give it 2 star because I like to see that it wasn't the easiest one, but obviously it's not the hardest one. It took me a couple of tries and before I get it. But yeah, let's go forward. Destroy 3 enemy vehicles and 2 battles out of 5. Again, very easy for me and Grille 15. Guerrilla 15 again, it has huge alpha damages, so it's easy to take out soft, let's say, uh, medium tanks. It's so it's easy to take out those with those alpha damages, and obviously why not heavy tanks and so on if you got side shots or so something. So this was pretty easy for me and Grilla. Next one, enable allies to destroy two enemy vehicles by spotting them or destroying their tracks, and again 3 times a row. And that there's a couple of things what's are making this a little bit harder. That 3 times a row is one of those, and another thing is that the Germans tech tree doesn't have decent or not even close good as the French light tanks. So spotting missions are not so easy on the German tanks. I used this premium vehicle Hawk 30, which is pretty much same as I can't remember what is, but there's a same type of light tank, and on the German tech tree, I haven't grinded those higher tier light tanks on a tech tree at all. I have only that premium tank what I bought earlier. But yes, reason why I have give it 2 star, or let's put this way that if I should do this with the French light tanks, I would give 1 star probably because it would be easy on those. Or if there's this have to be completed, let's say 3 battles out of 5 or 6, it would be much easier, and then I would give 1 star. But with these conditions, I give 2 stars. Let's go forward. Goes at least 2000 HP of enemy damages on average, and 10 battles. Again, battle mission for my Guerrilla 15. And again, like I said, to me it's very easy to deal 3,500 per barrel. That's about average overall what I always doing with that tank. So this wasn't that hard. I completed this the second time. The first time I remember I was way too greedy in some point and I ruined that time, my playing streak. It was my stupidity. But in the second time I was more patient and wisely with my plays, and I did 3 battles where I did something 5,000, 6,000 battle damages, and then 3.5, 4,000, something like that. I complete this with the second time easily in the 7 battles or something like that. So this, at least for me, was very easy. And why not? It isn't. If you know tank where you can deal a lot of damage constantly and all the time, this is the way to do it, and it's not so hard in after that. Let's go forward. Complete 2 times in a row. Destroy 3 enemy vehicles of 2 different types. Again, I complete this with the Grille 15. Again, we are talking about that high alpha damages where you can take out easily enemy tanks, vehicles. I tried firstly this with the Scorpion G. I thought that this could be a good for the lower tiers. Well, it didn't work that well as a Grille. I also tried with the E50. I thought that maybe medium could be good with this. Uh, I tried those both, though. To be honest, I tried this a couple of times. I just was curious, and when I played this with the Grille 15, it was a first try, and that was it. It was very easy. That's why one star. Good example when you find the correct vehicles for you to complete these things. They are easy. Next, Be top player in a battle by number of vehicles destroyed. Again, we are talking about mission where you have to be a top player on both team, and that's make this a little bit trickier. Good thing on this mission is that the requirements is the 3 battles out of 9. So you don't have to performance every battle so well. And but still, the hard one is that again, what kind of team you got, and are you winning or losing? What kind of enemy? What kind of things RNG is giving you? It's a little bit that, and the rest of is in your own performance. And I found it the Leopard PTA, the Proto is best for me, which is one of the best mediums in the whole game in the tier 9. I first tried with the Grille, but I realized that Leopard was much better because it's agile, flexible, more flexible, and so on. I can do a lot of bad things in the battle, and I can carry more my playing and the team with my own actions with the Leopard, and that's why I used that. And I tried once at Grille and a couple of times with the Leopard, and after a couple of trying times, I get it, and it wasn't that hard, but it certainly was not so easy either. So that's why 2-star. Next one. Score an armor penetration hit on enemy vehicles 7 times. Now, this is one of the easiest battle missions in the whole game, and those missions. Only tricky thing is you have to complete this in a 3 battle in a row. But if you are selecting the correct vehicle and the correct gun for it, it's pretty easy. It's not even pretty. It's easy. I first tried with the Kampfpanzer 07, but I a little bit struggle with it. And second try I tried with the E50 with 8.8 L100, which is more or less a stock gun, but it has crazy fast reloading time. It's almost auto reloading reload time, 4 seconds or something like that. That gun plus cooldown munitions to make sure that I'm penetrating every time. 7 hits. It's after that it's very easy. I mean, yeah, I complete this with the first time when I tried with the E50. Let's go forward. Enable allies to cause total of 15,000 HP damage to enemy vehicles by spotting them, destroying their tracks. Now, and this have to be done in the 10 battles, under 10 battles. If we would get this mission in the French light tanks, for example, EBR, this would be very easy. I mean, I could collect that amount of spotting in the 3 to 5 battles. I mean, I have many times collect almost 10,000 per battle with the EPR. So this isn't so tricky thing. But what makes this a little bit trickier is that we are not talking about French tanks. We are talking about German tanks, and they are far away from the good or excellent light spotting tanks. So at least for me, so that makes this harder. I also tried with the Kampfpanzer 07 because it has almost same level as gamma values as a light tank, so you can do decent spotting on it too. And it's the speed of it is almost the same as a light tanks. Only thing what is bad on when we are comparing that is that it doesn't have those light tanks gamma values when it moves. I tried those both, but I finally completed the 30. and it took me 2 times to get this. That's why I gave this 1.5 or 2. It's not the easiest one, but to be honest, it's not the hardest one. It could be easily give that just 1 star or 1.5 without that 2 star. Let's go forward. Earn the high caliber award means that you have to collect 20% of the enemy vehicles HP pool. Uh, this is uh, not the easiest one. But not the hardest one neither. Let's put that way. This took me a while to find out what is the easiest and best tank for this. 4 battles out of 20. I tried higher tiers. I tried to Grille because it was my favorite. And I also tried with the Waffentrager of Panzer IV. And then I calculate and realize that it's so hard. While I'm doing good damages on those, they are not enough for the matchmaking what the RNG is giving. Because, for example, Grille, if I'm getting pure tier 10 match, so that means that every tank in the battle is on the tier 10 tank. I have to reach 6,000 or more, and 6,000 isn't that easy to collect. I can do those 3.5, 4,000, but 6,000 is something what I don't do on every battle or every fifth battle or something like that. Obviously, if I'm getting those lower tiers battles with the tier 10 with my grill, it's dropping 4,500 or something, but still it's not the easiest one. Well, if I just start to look those tier 9, the requirements damage values are 3,000 to 5,000 or something like that, depending what kind of matchmaking you get. And when then I realized that the Scorpion G is best for this on the tier 8 because if I'm facing tier 6 battles, it is something 2,500 requirements for the high caliber. 2.5 to 2,700, something like that. And what it means 5 or 6 penetrations, and it's not a big deal for the Scorpion C. That's why I finally rated this with the 1 star or 1.5. With the correct tank, with the correct tier, this is pretty easy. Next one, cause damage to 4 different enemy vehicles, and again 3 times a row. Easy mission to complete, and again with the E50 with the 8.8 L100 gun with those gold ammunitions, that's to make penetration. This is so easy. I mean, reloading time is so fast in those tanks. Only thing what you have to do is just to pick up the different tanks. Just concentrate to hit different tanks, 4 different tanks, and that's it. And I complete this at the first try. No, I tried it as Kampfpanzer 0.7 again, but when I tried this with the E50, I complete this the first try. So it's very easy. Second, be a top player on your team by total damage blocking by armor. If I have to rate these missions, all what I have done in those 1.0 and 2.0, this is the easiest mission in the whole game so far, what I have been facing. Complete primary condition, 3 battles out of 7. What I did, I selected E100. and I was at the first I was expecting that I have to block something 5,000 or something like that. I didn't thought that so long how much people are blocking in a battle. That was what I was expecting, but reality was that at the first battle when I started to try this one at the first battle at the first time I blocked it. It was bad battle. I blocked 3,200 and it was enough. So I complete first battle right away. Second battle, I get two good two skillet team, and the game phase was very fast. It was over under 4 minutes, and with the E100, it was so slow that I didn't get any battle time. To be honest, I blocked it done 1,000 something like that. And the third battle, it was open up. I just went to the open position, something what I normally don't do, and angle myself probably where I know the enemy could be against them, and shoot in the air just to uh, show myself or spotting myself, and then I just wiggle myself and open, and yeah, nothing else to do. It was easy. 5,500 block it in that way. Just to make sure that you have distance to the enemies who are shooting you, and that's a thing, nothing else to do, and that was easy complete. And fourth battle, it was city map, and I just find correct one building corner and side scrape there and just to bait enemies to shoot me, and it was almost 5,000. It was 4,800 or 9,900 or something like that. Block it so easily. Just be there and just to make sure that you are angle it correctly, and that's it. So it took me first time for 4 battles to complete this. Very easy, 20 minutes or something. It was this was easy one, easiest. Next one, destroy an average 2 vehicles per battle, and there is 10 battles. I did with this with Grille and Leopard. I used those both, and this was pretty easy. I mean, if we are talking about these two tanks, they are both very effective tank to take out enemy tanks. They have penetration, they have alpha damages, and Leopard is very agile and very good tank and accurate, and same goes Grille, but Grille has more alpha and so on. So this was easy, and I completed this at the first try. I don't remember how many battles, but 10 or less. Let's go forward. Be the top player on your own team by damage caused. Again, easy mission because you have to be a top in your own team. It doesn't matter are you losing or winning. So just do damages. Uh, far as I remember, I tried this with the Grille first, but I found that Leopard is better in this. Obviously, there was a couple of things where I found this isn't easier, depending on what kind of skill level your own team has and what kind of map and so on. So there is some uh, effectiveness of the RNG, but that's why I didn't give the 1 star, but 1.5 or 2 star. This, but obviously this isn't that hard, but maybe it's not the easiest one to. Next, which is again the last one. Like I said earlier, this is the same as the other nation's last battle. Sorry, last mission, but obviously every different nation. And what is the plan to do this? It's exactly the same what I did in another nation where I used the UDES. For this, I selected Panther 2 and Waffentrager auf Panzer 4.
And again, my selections looks like this. So when we are going to that Polaroid.me web pages, there we can find this list, and when we are sorting and so on, we can get this and just select here the best tanks what you think that you can do the best performance the best way, and select those and play those tanks. And I select Waffentrager and Panther 2. I also I complete this with these two tanks. To me, they are of these worst, they are the best. I was a little bit surprised that Canon Jack Panther is so bad that those expectation values are so low, and it's premium tank. But obviously, I don't have this tank, but obviously that's the case. Uh, there's a couple of tanks. What after I have complete with these two tanks, I was curious to see how I performed them, and that's why I bought this collection, oldies collection tank, Tank Panther 2, which has very low expectation values, just to see how it performs. And also there could be a very good option, this Borsig. It's very good TD2. And what kind of values or score I had, and you have to complete with these two tanks. I have also records for the Jack Panther too. Let's see. Uh, First, what I have been showing here is the Waffentrager of Panzer 4. This was very good battle, 6,500 damages and a lot of kills, and it gives me the Ace Tanker badge. Next one was a Panther 2. I get first level class badge, and I did almost 4,200 damage on those, and there's a 4 kills. And again, Waffentrager class 1 with almost 5,000 and three destroyed enemies, and spotting was a little bit more than 200. Values from on the list, what I get roughly, the what you can expect when you are, what kind of score you have to take to get those mastery badges. For a Waffentrager, 3,000 gives you a second class, and 5,000 give the first class. I assume that even 4,500 is enough for the first class. I don't know, maybe 4,000 or something. I don't remember, because I played only those couple of battles, and I get it right away with the Waffentrager. Those couple of battles. I played a lot more with the Panther 2, and it's much more painful tank to play. It's a reason why it's so lower those expectant values, because it's a slow and sluggish tank, and it's not so good medium, but it has very good gun. The gun handling is accurate, and gun handling is good. Alpha damage is mediocre, not so good, but not so worst one. It's not a good damage maker or dealer. But there's a couple of values what I pick up. So uh, 3,000 you get second class, which is a little bit low. It was surprised me. I mean, for that tank, it's not the so easiest one, and 3,000 isn't enough. 4,000 and 4 kills, you get the first class. So in in practically what I have seen in battle, it requires pretty good performance when we are comparing what kind of tank we are talking about. Uh, like I said, I also bought that Jack Panther 2 just to see what kind of values I can get out of it. And I like to see now and afterward that it's better tank to for this mission than the Panther 2. I mean, two, 2,600 and 1,000 spotting, you get one first class, uh, 2,800 6 kills. It's a second class. Well, I don't know. I take my words back. Is it easier or better? I mean, three 3,200 it's second, and 4,200 it's second class, but it's lost battle. And yeah, 4,300 you get the first class. Roughly, I would say that this requires about 3,500 to get a first class, roughly, and winning team. And I guess the same goes to Panther One, the medium tank. Yeah, but that's about it. Uh, in this case, we are starting to end this video, and this was also long as I warned it at the first. But this is the way how I get the 279E, and these are the tips and guides what I'm giving you. I hope that these are help you to grind those your own 279Es, and you get some kind of idea what is in front of you when you are start to grind these. And if you are struggling these, I hope that these are giving you some helps that you can these tips will give you an edge to go over those trouble if you have those in these grinding these missions. Uh, if you have some thoughts or something, please share them with the comment lines. And yeah, that's about it. I'm stopping right now, and till next time. Bye.